Welcome back to Daytime Ottawa. Most of you will recognize our next guest, and he's brought along a friend with him, so you'll probably ignore the humans and pay more attention to his friend. Stephen Smith joins me. He's the manager of communications at the Ottawa Humane Society. Welcome back, Stephen. Great to have you here.
Thanks for having me, Derek.
Let's introduce, the guest that everyone's going to be looking at and talking about anyway. Tell me a little bit about who you brought with you here today.
So this here is Chase, and he is a dog who helps out with our humane education programming. So anytime we're talking to kids about animals, doing our camps, he's there to help them learn a little bit more and find out how they can be responsible pet owners.
What's Chase's background? How did he come into the Ottawa Humane Society?
Well, actually, he belongs to one of our humane education coordinators who runs a lot of that programming. So she brought him on board, got him all trained up, and now he's just a regular facet of the Humane Society.
Yeah, I mean, must be a huge hit, right? Especially with young people and the programming that you do there at OHS.
Absolutely. Yeah, he's got a lot of love to give, and the kids love to see him.
The other elephant in the room is the lovely hat that you brought along today. And of course, Christmas and the holidays right around the corner. And you guys have been putting on events throughout the years, of course, over the last couple of years, unable to do that. But you're bringing an event back, and I know you're excited to do so.
Absolutely. And it is Santa Pet Pics, if you couldn't have guessed by the hat. So this is a really fun event where people get to come on down to the Humane Society or a couple of Ren's Pets locations in the city, and they get to take festive portraits with their pet, with Santa. It's really one of the best ways to get into the holiday spirit, and we're so happy to have it back.
Do you help specific pets then with this event, or does it just help the Ottawa Humane Society in general?
Oh, so it supports the Humane Society in general. So just for a small donation, you can have your pet's portrait taken with Santa. And of course, this helps all the animals at the Humane Society. And I've got two stories to tell you right now of a couple of animals you'll be helping out.
Do.
So one is Gusto, and he's this sweet cat who was found lost and alone with a horribly injured leg. And so with your support and with the community support from Santa Pet Pics, we were able to splint up his leg, and now he's well on the road to recovery and finding that perfect forever home. Nice. And as well, too, I've got a little story about Lexi, who's this itty-bitty Shih Tzu dog, and she came to us with just this terrible injury to her eye, and unfortunately her eye was beyond repair, and we had to remove it. But when you go to Santa Pet Pics, you support Lexi, Gusto, and animals just like them to make sure they can find their perfect forever home.
You chose Lexi's story just so you could say Shih Tzu on TV, didn't you, Stephen?
I mean, perhaps. It's hard to say.
What type of pets can people bring for the photos?
You can bring just about any pet you like. You can bring your dog, your cat, your guinea pig. Of course, the very important thing, though, is that you're able to safely transport them to the location and that you can keep them under control while you're at the location and while they're taking pictures of Santa, of course. We don't want a pet running away from Santa while he's taking the photo.
Of course, and I think it's a great opportunity as well as we move towards the holidays, is oftentimes we kind of, our pets get left out of sort of the conversation of having gatherings, right? And many people, which could be new to them, coming into the house. What about some safety tips for people out there when it comes to the holidays and their pets?
It's a great time to talk about this too, because imagine as COVID's starting to wind down a little bit, people might be having a bit bigger gatherings this year too, so it really is an important thing to think about. And so one of the things, of course, is as you're having a lot of people coming in and out of your house, you're going to want to make sure you're watching the door and that your pet doesn't try to slip out on you. And on top of that, make sure they've got their collar and tag on, so in the event that they do happen to get out, they've got an easy way to get back home in that case. As well too, safe food items, a lot of chocolates out at Christmas time. Chocolate, not good for your pets.
Right.
Poinsettias, popular plant, also not good for the pets. So really do a little bit of research and find out exactly what might be dangerous to your pet, and either keep it out of your house or keep it very safely away and out of their reach is one of the great things you can do.
And Stephen, I think for a lot of people too, when it comes to gift ideas, they think, oh, it's a wonderful time to introduce perhaps a pet to the family, give a pet as a gift. Advice when it comes to giving a pet as a gift?
Simply, I would say don't do it as a surprise.
Right.
When you give a pet as a gift, you want to make sure the person receiving that pet is very much on board and very much wants that specific pet as well. Someone might say, hey, I want a cat, but they should really know which cat they want specifically. So if you've got a friend out there who really wants a cat for Christmas, why don't you bring them to the Humane Society, meet a bunch of cats, and maybe pay for their adoption fee there.
And that's a great point. So the Ottawa Humane Society, you are now open right to in-person. You can come in and meet the pets face-to-face, and that's not to say, I mean, your website is great as well, right? It sort of gives you an idea before you even walk in the door. Mm-hmm. Are all your pets, do you have sort of all the biographies available online still?
So online's the absolute best place to find all the animals, but we know, of course, there's something to be said about seeing the animals in person and getting to see them moving around and seeing just what they're like. So if you want to see absolutely every animal available for adoption, website's the way to go. But if you want to meet some animals in person, come on down to our adoption center.
Yeah, and maybe according to your lifestyle, you're not ready to have a pet full time. And of course, your fostering program is a great opportunity for people. Tell me a little bit about your fostering program.
Oh man, our fostering program is fantastic, and we're so happy that our community supports it so greatly. So the foster program is really cool. It's where animals who are, say, they might be looking for their forever home, they might be recovering from a surgery, they might just need a little time out of the shelter, and a foster volunteer can sign up to take that animal home and just care for them in their house while that animal waits to, say, recover, find their perfect forever home, or just gets that rest they need.
Right. What about adoption in general? What is that process like for people?
Well, we kind of touched on it a little bit already, but again, first place to go, check out the website, see who's available for adoption, come to the adoption center, see who's around there, and after that, you can talk to our adoptions team. He's loving on you right now. You can
Chase, I love it. Yeah.
So once you find somebody who you're really interested in, like not Chase, for instance, but you found a dog like Chase who you really enjoy, you can talk to our adoption team, and they'll set up an adoption counseling appointment with you. So that's where they'll get to have a one-on-one meeting with you to really go over what your home is like, if it's suitable for the animal, what your lifestyle is like. And then after that, you get to do a cool one-on-one meeting with the animal themselves to see if you get along in person. And you can also bring along your family members as well to see, do they get along with everybody in the household? Because it'd be a real shame if someone didn't get along well with the pet.
Any other volunteer opportunities available at this time?
We've got a lot of volunteer opportunities available, and we've got them all listed on our website. I will tell you one really fun one that came about recently was small animal enrichment. So everyone's heard about walking dogs, everyone's heard about playing with cats with cat toys, but not many people have heard about playing with small animals like guinea pigs and rabbits and giving them that enrichment that really helps with their behavior and really just helps make them more happy. And so we brought in a whole new team of volunteers to help out with just that.
Excellent. Stephen, always a pleasure. Thanks so much for joining us. Really appreciate it. Chase, thank you. Come on over here. Let's say goodbye to everybody at home together, okay? All right. Again, Santa Pet Pics, November 17th until December 21st at the Ottawa Humane Society and some Ren's Pets locations as well. We'll be back with more right after this. Good boy.